Good morning, Expat Travels. It is about 8:50 a.m. on Monday, October 27, 2025. I'm in Chicago O'Hare International Airport, heading for a flight today from Chicago O'Hare to Denver, Colorado. It was supposed to depart at 10:16 a.m. It is delayed by about 15 minutes, and we are heading to gate K13. Made it already through security, and everything took about 15 minutes, so that wasn't too bad for a Monday morning here in Chicago, but we are off to K13 for a flight to Denver, Colorado. Join me on this next travel trip, shall you? Here is the departures board, and Denver, Colorado, flight 1160, 10:16 a.m. It is delayed. K13 is our gate, boarding at 10:32. Since October is Breast Cancer Month, O'Hare is decked out with the pink ribbon flags to celebrate Breast Cancer Month here in O'Hare. It's kind of cool with all the flags. So I'm at gate K13 now, and supposedly this is my gate to Denver, but look what flight they're working on now. Philadelphia. I wasn't planning on having cheesesteak sandwich today at Gino's. We're going Rocky Mountain High, so they must be working multiple flights. So a little disclaimer here. At O'Hare, basically, if the flight is delayed for any reason, this is not an uncommon occurrence, that they basically have gate shift changes and work multiple other flights before the flight you're actually on. So even though you show up at the gate on time, they may be working another flight to another destination. This is very typical in a hub location. So this is the case. So obviously, I walked up to the gate. They were just closing a flight to California. They're working on a flight to Philadelphia now. And I suspect the aircraft going to Denver isn't even in Chicago yet. It's probably coming from another destination to get here that's going to come to K13. So if you ever travel and you get to your gate and you're like, what the fuck? It's not unusual in a hub location to see this. So this is a gate change situation. Flight is delayed about 15 minutes. Weather in Chicago is fine. I don't think the weather is a problem in Denver. I checked it. It's supposed to be 70 degrees in Denver. It's supposed to be in the 50s here in Chicago today. Don't think weather is a problem. I am assuming this is an air traffic situation. It's just my suspicion with O'Hare. But nonetheless, so we're going to hang out for just a little bit before we board the plane.
Passenger boy or Zhang, if you're in the lounge, please identify yourself. San Diego passenger boy or Zhang, if you're in the lounge, please identify. Step up for pre-board.
So the flight was already delayed. I was sitting in my area K13, and all I thought to myself is, gee, the gate area got really empty all of a sudden, and like nobody was around, right? I looked at the board. This flight went from K13 to H17 with 25 minutes to spare. And you know how big O'Hare is. So now we are hauling serious tail to H13. I'm glad I looked at the departure board. No announcements were made or anything. So like that lady behind me running, all these people running. Yeah, I almost feel the same now. So I'm hauling ass to H13. Love the announcements they made. Awesome. Glad I thought of it, or else I would have missed this flight. Okay. So the plane is finally here. There's a view of downtown Chicago. And here's our ride for today. Looks like a 737 to Denver. Let's see what this is. I'm seated in row 24F, which is a window seat. So I should be able to get some views of this flight. Let's go check it out, shall we? Is our plane for our flight to Orlando. It's an old school one, Airtown. How cool. So after 3 changes, Denver, Phoenix, we are now going to Orlando, Florida on flight 952. on a SoCal classic livery to Orlando, Florida. Join me, shall you? Hello, Expat Travels. Guess what? This day has been interesting. Woke up at 6:30 this morning, planning a flight to Denver, Colorado. Turns out the flight got dastardly delayed because of an engine start issue. I don't know what the deal was with that. So I was going to change it to go into Phoenix instead, and that flight was too late. So now we've had a third change, and I have a boarding pass. And guess where I'm going now, folks? Orlando, Florida. I said I'm trading the mountains for Mickey Mouse. So join me on this exciting adventure. We are going to Orlando, Disney World. Let's go give this one a try. And join me on the flight. It's an old school livery on SoCal down to Florida. And I'm not dressed for Florida, but when you wing things, and this is a winger. Never thought I was going to Disney World. But join me for this flight from Chicago to Orlando, shall you?
Please remain seated with your seatbelt fastened until the seatbelt sign is turned off, and keep the aisles clear of all carry-on items. Take a moment to check your seat back pocket for any personal items, like tablets and cell phones. When you open the overhead compartment, be careful, as items may have moved in flight. And thank you for choosing American Airlines.
We'd like to be the first to welcome you to Orlando, where the local time is 4:26 p.m. Please remain.
And just like that, we are in Orlando, Florida. It's not sunny though. It's very cloudy. But we're in Orlando. And as you know, when you come into the Orlando International Airport, you have to go from this terminal and take the tram to the main terminal. So that is what we are about to do right now. The weather here does not look exactly the most impressive if you look out. Looks like there's rain on the horizon. But we shall check this out momentarily. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Florida. This is common in Florida. Mid-afternoon thunderstorm. Very common. Here is the trams that are coming in. You can see how hard it's raining. This is very typical for Central Florida. Look at how hard it's raining. That's the tram we're about to take. Look at this. Look at the waves of rain. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the waves of rain. How they come across. Yeah. Okay. Well, let's head this way. All right, so the tram is right there at Orlando International. When you get off the tram, you've got your gates 50 through 59, 40 through 49, and 30 through 39. And you scroll back, and wow, Universal. All right, we're gonna take the trams now.
And hold on to handrails. The doors are now closing. Please stand clear of doors and hold on to handrails. The doors are now closing. Please stand clear of doors and hold on to handrails. When the gateway stops, please exit and follow the signs to baggage claim beams. Resort and other ground transportation options are located on level 1.
Hello, this is Orlando Mayor Buddy Dyer. If you're a resident, welcome home. If you're one of our nearly 7 million visitors, welcome to the city. Here, imagination becomes reality in theme parks and attractions. Authentic experiences are found in our art scenes, sporting events, and small businesses. In Orlando, there's something for everyone. We hope you enjoy your visit. Everything that makes Orlando unforgettable.
Stand clear of doors and hold on to handrails. When the gateway stops, please exit and follow.
It is now 4:49. We are now on the other side, backside. I came out of security. We just got off the shuttle. And here you are, right in your face. Right as you get here, the Magic at Disney store. Oh, Disney World. Yay! Walt Disney World. All right. Welcome to Orlando. Thank you. Glad I came here. I wasn't planning on this. I was going to do Denver or Phoenix, but we ended up in Orlando. Imagine that. Here's a food court in the middle of the airport. There's basically like a mall area in the middle of this airport with a lot of stuff. There used to be a Universal store in here. I don't know if they have it anymore. We saw the Disney one, but there used to be one. It might have changed. But we're gonna head up this way and then we're gonna go get an Uber and get out of here. Now we're in the center of Orlando International Airport. The Hyatt Regency is right there. You can see they've got glass elevators. There's two of them. One of them just went down. And when you scroll around here, you can see all the palm trees and all the rooms of the Hyatt Regency. You've got Walt Disney World right there, store, and right over there is Universal Orlando. We'll get to that in a moment. And you scroll around, you get all the rooms and the concourses. There's a SeaWorld store down there. Let's take a walk. We'll go this way for a minute. Magic of Disney. And then you got SeaWorld over here. Very cool. Lots of interesting stuff in the SeaWorld store. We'll go back and double back and look at the Universal store. Wow, look at this Florida sunset. Even though it's been raining like it is. Unbelievable. Here we are at Disney Springs, Orlando, Florida. Spin around. It's amazing. Wow. This is the boathouse. They have AMPA cars there, but they're not out because of the weather. I don't know if you can see them or not. Wow, look at this sunset. I'm just blown away by it. These are AMPA cars. They usually go down. They can run on land and run in the water. And I'll scroll in on these things. They go down into that AMPA car launch down in there where the cool sunset is. It's very cool to see, but unfortunately they're not running them now because of the rain. But if you go over here, you can see what it says. AMPA car launch. And we are at the boathouse. Anyway, look at this. Wow, beautiful.